In part 1 of this video, we showed you a sweet app that'll show you how evenly lit your green screen is before you bring all your footage into your editing software. The only question is, how do you do that? Do you bring your lights back, move them forward, up, right, left, down? You could spend a long time trying to figure this out. But chances are, you're just making one of the 5 most common green screen lighting mistakes. But hey, we don't blame you. There are so many YouTube tutorials that show you how to light a screen the wrong way. So let's go over each of these mistakes and how you can fix them. Number 1, the lights are too close to the screen. With a setup like this, there's no way you're not going to have hotspots. How far away should they be? Well, to help you visualize it, there's an underlying principle you should know. It's called the inverse square law. Think of it this way. Let's say you placed a tape measure against your light. When measured at, say, 1 foot away from the light, it'll be at brightness X, which in this case is 2100 lux. When measured at 2 feet, it's only about a quarter as bright. At 3 feet, it's only about 1/9 as bright. This is a scientific way of saying that light falls off pretty quickly. How does this relate to a green screen? Let's say you put your light really close to the screen like this. The inverse square law tells us that light will fall off really quickly, which means that we're going to get some awful hot spots. Now let's try moving it away from the screen. Because it's so far away, the light is falling off pretty uniformly. The amount of light here is only slightly less than it is here. So move those lights back. How far back? I'd say as far back as you can get them without spilling the light onto your subject. Mistake number 2, using only one light. This is usually only a problem if your light is, once again, too close to the screen. You can use a second light to make up for the fall off of the first, but you might get surprisingly good results if you just move that one light away from your screen and put it as close to your subject as you can without getting it in the shot. If you do use multiple lights, put them at evenly spaced intervals. And don't forget to check your work using Green Screener. Mistake number 3, your lights are at too great of an angle to the screen. I see lighting setups all the time where the lights are way out here. Think back to the inverse square law and you'll realize why this doesn't work out. By the time the light gets this far, there's practically nothing left. Moving your lights away from the screen, spacing them at even intervals, and focusing them directly at the screen will clear this problem right up. Mistake number 4, your lights are just too harsh. Really harsh lights will bring out every wrinkle and imperfection in your screen. But yet again, this is only really a problem if your lights are too close or at too great of an angle to the screen. Move them forward, space them evenly, and point them directly at the screen, and you'll still most likely be able to light your green screen evenly. And finally, mistake number 5. Your lights are casting a weird beam. Those hardware store halogen work lights are the worst at this. They cast an extremely uneven beam. Grab some Rosco diffusion, and this problem should be cleared right up. It's also not uncommon to see a setup where some other light, maybe the ones lighting your subject, are leaking light onto the backdrop. You can usually fix this by adjusting your lights until the problem goes away, such as by closing the barn doors or using a flag or some black wrap to block the errant light. So now that you know what the common mistakes are and how to cure them, it should be a lot easier to get that evenly lit green screen, which will make your life so much easier and will give you a result that's a lot less cheesy. Once again, I'm loving that fluffy hair and realistic looking motion blur. For more tips on how to make your green screen suck as little as possible, sign up for our newsletter at the end of this video. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.